Pretty nice how these prices are hanging, huh? Yeah, well, just a little conversation's all you need. They say a little something, all of a sudden, shoom, bam, pow. Jesus is right there at the home. Yeah? Just a little conversation. Man, what's up that tattoo? That's really different, man. What is it? Well, let me tell you a little bit. I said, wow, that makes sense. Hey, you know, and you shift it right into Jesus. Next thing you know, you get a little impression. You know something going on in their life. Look, I'm just believing you're married. You're married, aren't you? Yeah, I'm married. Then listen, don't be discouraged and don't make a rash decision right now. What are you talking about? It's just what I see. And you tell it, and all of a sudden he's weeping at the gas pump. Because you're speaking right into his now. So you think these are analogies. These things aren't analogies. I can just give you example after example. You're just taking a walk and you see the kid over at the park bench. And you decide, oh, he's a teenager. He's like, looks like a teenager to me. Everybody does now. Looks like a teenager. You know what I'm saying? That's happening. And I said, listen. I need a minute with you, buddy. He said, well, do I know you? I said, no, I don't think so. I said, but look at me. This is very important. I said, I hear the Lord telling me that you're a great dad, and don't you ever think you're not, and don't give up on the idea of being a daddy, etc. And this kid burst out in tears. Never even met him, don't even know his name, didn't even care. It doesn't matter, that's not the point. I'm not there for a social. I'm there to, thus says the Lord, and speaking to his life right now, to where he looks into my eyes and the fear of the Lord comes upon him, and he knows it's as if, no, I'm not God, I'm not God, don't write me no letter, I'm not God. But it's as if God is standing in front of him. Yeah. See, why? I'm a Christian. I'm a Christ-like one. I was on the plane, the lady said, I said, why are you trembling? It's okay, I need to pray. She said, I feel like I'm talking to God. I said, you are. He lives inside of me, and he's the only one that can know the things that I'm sharing. I know, I'm so overwhelmed. I said, in a good way, because he's good. Give me your hand. It's going to get way better. I can tell you story after story. Why? I'm not distracted, and I believe he lives in me. I'm not caught up. My heart is free. Come on. I got the same challenges you do. Don't think I don't. I've lost loved ones. I watched my mama die at a young age, I believe. None of those things are good enough to stop him from being who he is in me. Because one day we'll all sing together anyway. So we might as well enjoy the moment instead of dread it away. Might as well make the most of this gift called time instead of dread it. And let it become more of a torment. Probably ought to redeem the time since the days are evil instead of dread the time and get deceived. Don't learn to feel sorry for yourself. It's the biggest lie in your life, I promise. How can you deny yourself, pick up your cross and follow him and feel sorry for yourself if you denied yourself? Is it possible? No. So then it means we've incorporated him into our life and the best we understand, believe him, but it's still about us. So we really haven't denied ourselves, have we? So we can wear that sweatshirt, but we really can't. Because we know it's scriptural, so it'll speak, but is it my reality? You'll know them by there. So your life lived reveals what you really believe. Are you with me? Yeah. You're all so funny. I wish we were all like you. I made it. Little children, lest you become like. He's not talking about being childish. He's talking about being innocent. Not being so self-conscious. Notice he said a little child because it ain't long in till they are aware of themselves. It ain't long in till they know what they're doing. But when they're a little child, They just run right through a room of 2,000 people right up front and run right past and do some, pick some up, keep running. Don't even know everybody's laughing at them, looking at them. They don't even know. You ever see that? Come up there with a little puffy diaper on and they're doing something and their mom's like, oh, freaking out because they're up front and the child doesn't even have a clue. And I look and I weep and think, I wish we were all like that child. What he's talking about is a restoration to innocence. Because we all lost innocence through the fall. We're all very self-conscious at a very young age. We're always driven to fit in. And if you're not driven to fit in, you just let your heart get lethargic and say, well, whatever, I don't care. But then you're hurting hard and you have a dull edge anyway. Yeah? And none of this is the truth. Man. You guys good this morning?
Yeah.
I'm really good this morning. You good?
Yeah.
All right? Want to do it? Let's do it. You good? You good? You gotta love the guy. We were singing today. I told him, I said, I'm about ready to convert to Cowboy. And him being a good teacher, he said, just remember, he said, well, Cowboy, a lot of people think Cowboy. He said, they can't come here because they ain't a cowboy. He said, Cowboy is an attitude. Yeah. And then I started thinking, I think I am a cowboy. My wife texted me this morning. She said, hope you have an amazing service, Cowboy. Let me take the horn, buddy. I feel like I could ride that bull right now. Do it. I was ready to convert. I'm going to be Cowboy. I came here last year, and then my wife and I, we were doing something, and she took a selfie of us, wanted to remember the moment, which surprised me because she's not always the best with the pictures and the camera, and she initiated the selfie. I'm like, this is good, that's freedom. Usually she's like, don't want the picture. No, she took it. Well then, she sent it to my phone. She what do they call it? Photo chopping, cropping, whatever they call it. She sent it to my phone and I had a big white cowboy hat on. Because I just come from here. She called me a cowboy for weeks. She sent me that picture and we were smiling. I had this big old white cowboy hat on. And all I could hear was, y'all good? Y'all good? I got it, right? So, I don't know what she'll do this time, but she called me cowboy this morning. But it's the attitude. I like that. He explained that last year, what a cowboy is. And I did. I got to know. Well, I like that. I wish we would get a more intense attitude, all of us, honestly. I'm not saying it in a judgmental way. I mean a real intense attitude about what faith is and living in Christ is. Going after this thing and being sure the best we understand that our life matters. It makes a difference in somebody's. That every day you live, you can mark the heart of another person for the kingdom.
Yes.
You just be at that gas pump. Hey. Yeah? You just be on that airplane. Hey. I've had so much fun on airplanes. I sit on them all the time. People ask me how I'm doing. It's their fault. They started it. They're being rhetorical. They're just making conversation. Hey, how are you? Hey, I'm so glad you asked. You got a minute? Oh, actually, we got 2 hours. We got play it on. About 3 minutes in, they go, whoa, you're really passionate. And I'm like, do you see passion? Because I'm trying to stay calm so I don't freak you out. Like, seriously, I'm trying to be gentle. And do you see passion? A little. Like a little. I said, well, let me tell you why. And usually, he'll give me an impression, a word. He'll give you something. and then they're undone. I had a flight attendant come to move the lady beside me because she's crying so hard twice before we took off. Disturbingly crying. Beside me, she thought I was harassing her. She thought I did something to her. She come up there, she said, "Ma'am, I'm going to move your seat." She looked at me like, she didn't glare at me, and I just pulled a Jason up. You good? You all right? That's what I should have did. I know better now. He's imparted something to me. But she glared at me. I'm not defending nothing. If this lady's getting blessed, she'll let the girl know. I ain't defending nothing. I'm not going to be a cat in the corner. As soon as you defend, you give a man the right to be your judge. Yep. That's why Jesus didn't speak at times when they were coming with the wrong attitude. That's why he was silent when he could have said a lot. We ought to learn from him. She said, "I'm going to move you." She said, "No, I'm fine." She said, "You don't look fine." She said, "No, I'm okay. I'm okay." And I'm just sitting there. This is going to be interesting. Because we already got the ball rolling. I just shared some about her life. I mentioned some about a family member, and she was undone. I'm talking dramatic undone, crying. So now, Jesus has a real amazing sense of humor. But he's great at loving people. But she didn't get halfway up that aisle, and the Lord gives me a word of knowledge for her. And I was like, "Oh, Lord." I hadn't even known her name yet. We just sat down. And I just said, "Hey, man, when I sat down, you know what came on my heart?" She said, "What came on your heart?" And I said, No, really. And honey, your mother, it was that bad. So I know nothing about this lady. The flight attendant just makes it to the front of the plane, and I said, "This is going to be interesting." I was more nervous than anybody. She's sitting there, still trying to recover, and I'm about ready to minister, and a word of knowledge comes. I know nothing about the lady. I said, "Honey, there's one more thing I have to share with you." And you could see her cringe. She was like bracing herself like, "Oh no, what could it be?" And I said, "Honey, I need you to look at me." She looked right at me. She's right on an airplane. We didn't even take off yet. I looked at her and I tipped her little chin. I said, "Look right at me." I said, "Crohn's disease is no match for the blood of Jesus Christ." Yes! I can say that to 1,000 people and they look at me cockeyed. Like, wait, okay. Whatever. I'm on you this morning, Dennis. You're just so sweet, I can't help it. Whatever. But I said it to her, not anybody. And guess what she did? Almost convulsions. I look up and here come the flight attendants. She's coming. She's on a mission. I think it was just a deceptive vision, but I thought she had a baseball bat. No. She was just coming hard, and she was on a mission. She said, "That's it, ma'am. I am moving your seat. I have a seat right up front for you. Gather your things." And she doesn't even want to look at me now. She's thinking I'm like a terrorist to this lady. And guess what the lady did? She has hair. This lady has hair. You know what I mean? I'm talking hair. I ain't playing. She got hair. Guess what she did? She arm locked me and put her head in my shoulder and my face disappeared. She arm locked me and pressed into me like she was my daughter. And she said, "No way am I moving. This man is so helping me." And the flight attendant startled and she looks at me and I go, "All right." You get it? Too much fun and fun. Are you sure it's allowed to be this fun? She looked and I just looked at her and I just smiled. I didn't say a word. I just smiled. She looked at me and I think I made a comment about it. Honestly, the Lord's ministering to our men. It's very profound. I'm sorry for the misunderstanding. No intentions to frustrate the laborers. Oh, okay. He slipped out. When stuff like that happens on an airplane, guess what happens? 2, 3, sometimes 4 people ask you for prayer and ministry before you get off the plane. And you think you're just taking a flight. And you all caught up with the seat you're in, and your flight time, and your connection, and the crowd, and your zone. I think there's some other things to be considered. Yes, yes. Because flying is fun. I'm always flying. Like today, somebody's going seatbelt beside me. They're locked. They're in prison. They're going to sit and seatbelt beside me. I'm going to sit there and watch when it clicks. Got him! Look, you think so? It's you. So you're the one today. Just a good day for you. Sure beats being frustrated. Sure beats carrying care. Sure beats being forlorn and disheartened and discouraged. I guess if I thought hard enough in the old way, I might find a reason to not be okay. But I've been thinking just a little bit in the new way, and I can't find none. You know, my wife was on life support with brain damage in a coma. And if you'd have seen me pumping gas, there's no way you'd have had any clue. Because none of that dictates who he is in me. I am not alive for things to go well right now. I'm alive to shine in the midst of however they're going.
Amen.
And if you'll get a hold of what I'm telling you, come on, it'll make you free. And those old emotions that you thought were normal will get restored back to truth. Because there ain't nobody in this room that God gave you the emotions you grew up with. Adam gave them to you. Because they all function out of a self-centered wellspring. Nobody had to teach you how to be angry. It came natural. Nobody had to teach you to feel insecure. It came with the package called separation from God. You didn't have to study to be jealous. You didn't have to take a course to master frustration. It just came with the package of thinking for yourself. And then people say, well, God gave us emotions. Not the ones you grew up with, friend. Don't you give him credit for those crazy things. They all function from the platform of thinking for yourself. And I promise you they're perverted. 2 places the Bible talks about the saving of the soul. It's talking about the mind. It's always through faith. Through faith. In 1 Peter 1, it says the consummation of your faith, the end result of your faith, you believing in the face of it all. When your wife's laying there sucking on a tube and they say her brain is damaged and she's probably going to die. And in what you see life forever in him. You see calling and purpose and destiny. Now ain't the time to be sentimental. It's time to be spirit-filled. Because deep in your heart you know even if she dies, nothing changes about the truth.
That's right.
And my life is still a gift. And I'm still going to shine.
Yes. Yes.
Am I going to miss her? That goes without saying. I can't hug her. I can't say hi to her. I can't shoot her a text. But I know in my heart she's well, and I'm going to live like I believe it. You know, my mama passed, and 2 weeks later I turned on her road because I looked at the clock and I thought, oh my goodness, I have time to swing in and see Mom. I got halfway down the road and realized she ain't there. It wasn't time to park the car and saw. I cracked out laughing. I said, oh my goodness, Lord, I was going to see Mama. She ain't even there. She's with you. I said, you got my mama. And I was going to see her. I said, thank you for your blood. Thank you for eternal life. And I went into this praise fit trying to drive, just thanking God that my mama's well. And I'm going to keep on going well. Amen. Does it mean I don't miss her? Are you kidding me? Of course you miss your mama. Special person. Of course she ain't there on holiday time. Of course your chair is empty. You miss her in that moment. And many moments after. But you never let that overcome why you're alive. And why you're here. Amen. Because you're here to shine. Not be sad. You're here to shine, not naked. That's right. You already did. That's right. Come on, we get weird with this stuff. We lose little 4-year-old Billy to cancer, and nobody can even talk about it on Thanksgiving. And we're all trying to avoid it, and we know he's not there. And it's our first holiday since he passed. And Grandma and Mama's working hard in the kitchen, and everybody's trying to act like Billy's not here. And the more you do that, the more you're aware of it, and the more your hearts are hurting. Somebody just needs to lift their voice. Say, listen guys, everybody gather in the room. Isn't it Thanksgiving? Let's find something to be thankful for right now. Listen guys, we all know, and we can't deny Billy's chair is empty, and then Mama's like, stop it, Grandpa's crying. What are you going to talk about it? Come on. You say, listen, Mama, Grandma, listen, no, hang in there. Guys, let's stop torturing our souls and get overcome with grief. We're not going to grieve as those who have no hope. Are you kidding? Look, we're all at a terrible loss. Billy was the life of the party. Are you kidding me? He died way too young. Can't wrap my mind around it, and I don't have all the answers for all the spiritual questions. But I know one thing. God's good, and if He didn't send His Son and shed His blood, there would be no everlasting life, but there is. So somehow we feel like we lost this battle, but man, we won the war. Let's not get overcome by the death of Billy. Let's get overcome by the death of Jesus Christ. And let's understand that He was a gift for 4 years. We've reaped a lot out of His little heart, and let's treasure the memories in the moment, and let's press through the loss, and let's move on, and let's live in the light. So God, we thank You for the life of Billy. And man, did we miss that boy. And tears are running down your face. But God, we love You so much and thank You for purpose and destiny. If families would do that in the face of loss, they'd be so free and so empowered. And the people that knew them would be so touched by their response that they'd get to know God because they see You do. That sure beats the sentimental, psychological path that almost every Christian follows. Oh, I'm talking straight and strong right now, ain't I? But you can hear life in it. And your heart ain't troubling with it. Because you can hear it brings life. What good does it do if I pull over and cry in despair because my mama ain't there? How's that going to change anything? What's that going to do for me in the long run? Watch this. Do you think my mama would be okay with that? No. Them loved ones we're grieving over, do you think they want you to be in despair? No. And if they really are believers and with Jesus, do you think they would be saying, oh, I understand, you should be missing me. How was all that? You should be missing me. No, they're going to say, what are you doing? You're so much more. Remember yesterday? I brought it up yesterday. I don't know if you were here. My wife one time, she got a little sentimental with me. She was being cute. She was being sincere. She didn't like she sinned or anything. She was just honoring me and loving me. And she just made this comment. She said, I just don't know what I'd do if I ever lost you. I don't know what I'd do. I said, what do you mean you don't know what you do? I'll tell you what you do. You'll live on and shine and live for Jesus. And I started preaching to her. She said, oh yeah, duh. What was I thinking? You know, I know you ain't going to sit around and cry. I mean, I know I'm amazing and all that. But you ain't going to sit and cry. I know I'm a lot to miss, girl. Come on, that's weird. I just hope she cries and cries and cries till she dies. Because I'm so much to miss. No. He's too much to miss. Yes. And He's so much to miss. So if you miss Him, you missed it all. So don't let anything take the place of why you're here. I'm closing with that. That sounds like a good spot to land. Even though I never really land, I just stop. This feels good. This almost feels like a landing. I'm just so excited because I've never landed the plane. Ever. I've never heard the control tower say, "Bring it in, Dad." That's never happened. This feels like a landing. Let me go. Let me have my moment. Stop. Don't let me. Let me have my moment. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to crash. No, listen. I got myself so silly. I'm praying on what tonight. Don't let anything take the place of why you're here. Now watch. That is not God's responsibility. That's yours. You co-labor with Him. You're the one that guards your heart. Don't ask Him to. He told you to. You stay fixed on why you're here. Don't let anything be good enough to take the place of that truth. Because if it does, I promise you, you'll find out it was a lie. No matter how rational it seems in the emotional moment, it was a lie. Because if it doesn't produce life and doesn't reveal Him, it cannot be the truth. He came to give you life, and life more abundantly. He didn't come to confuse you and place your rates. So if you're not producing life and even more, you got your eyes on the wrong things. Please, in my closing comment, this is my land. Don't lose sight of why you're here. That's how we'll have an impact. And that's how the world will know that God sent His Son. Are you with me? Amen. Bless you. I love you. I'm finished. I'm going to let Him close. If you want to pray, do anything, I'm just going to turn it over to you, my friend. Love you. Bless you. Thank you.
Other than bless you all, we love you. Thank you for being here. I'm trying my hardest not to say that. I love you all. This has been so good. It's here. You guys are here on a Sunday morning, so you're here because you're hungry. And I'll just say this much about it: we didn't do any of this for any kind of promotion. If you know us, you know that. But this family, this part of the family right here, where our heart is not to have church and be religious and learn how to do all that, but to go after this thing, and we want to know who God really is and grow in that. And if you're looking for some place to gather up, you're more than welcome here. So this is diverse anyway. You know, Cowboy ain't about what you do, it's about who you are. So 3 Cowboys in here? Yeah. All right. It's all good. I'll say this too. I haven't said anything about it the whole time because I don't have to. But everything that, because I don't care about it, and I know Dan doesn't care about it either, but people ask, so I'm going to tell you. But everything that goes in those red buckets this whole weekend, it goes to Dan to help him go tell more people about this. All right? So that's how you can give if you want to give. Everybody good?
Yes.
All right. Oh boy. Well, I just say our prayer is we all have agreed with this and we all want the gospel further implanted into our hearts. And He has to do that in us, and we're all hungry for it. And if that's our prayer, say, I do.
I do.
All right, love y'all.